First and foremost, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Fresh cut. But welcome back to an all-new season of One-on-One with Courtney Starks. I know I really hadn't posted about it yet. This is actually one of the first episodes of the season, but we are back. We are doing amazing things, and we will be doing this show remotely via in studio. So once again, if you have any artists or you want to be a part of the show, please feel free to DM us over at my publicist's email address, which I'll add in here at some point in time. But yeah, thank you so much for being patient. I know we were supposed to start earlier in January, but we didn't get an opportunity to. Just life happens, right? Life happens. But our first guest tonight is an award-winning television, film, and stage actress who we've known for a very long time. Please, please, please show some love for Miss Erica Hubbard. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am doing well. I was just giving you your flowers before I got you on. So once again, everybody, welcome to season 5 of One-on-One with Courtney Starks. And the queen on the other side of the screen for me is award-winning actress, film, stage, you name it, she has done it. Mrs. Erica Hubbard, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
I know we get tired of hearing this thing, but I'm going to say, since this is the first time I've spoken to you, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It really is a Happy New Year.
It really is. It really, really is.
Yeah.
And I know that you are getting ready to blaze 23, jumping into that producer and director bag. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you. You are the first guest of the season. And yes, so I am honored to have you. I have loved you and have been a fan since way back, right? I feel like we've grown up together in this thing. And I feel like we're family, you know what I mean?
We're family.
So how are you? How has the start of your 2023 been?
I am so happy with 2023. I'm so good right now. I started off with the film being number 1. With Erica on called The Assistant, to be original. So thank you. Shout out to Footage Films and Tubi. Then I jumped right into directing. So I just directed Audrey, and everybody knows Trey Chaney. So that's coming out, and it's going to be good. It's a drama. So it's called Policies and Procedures.
And we are definitely looking forward to it. But we just want to go back just a little bit. You know, I didn't know, but now I know why I have a love for you. See, there is something that happens in my show where all of my Chicago natives come on. And I'm from New York, but I feel like my heart belongs to Chicago. And every guest that I have has been from Chicago. So growing up in Chicago and having this dream of wanting to be an actress or wanting to get into the world of entertainment, what was that like for you? Because I know it's not easy living in Chicago, like it's not easy living in New York.
No. No, it was survival of the fittest where I grew up. So I'm happy to say I made it through. It was a lot going on because back then it was just a lot of crime and everything. But I didn't know that it was preparing me to perform and be in certain situations that I could use past experiences and use it now. So when people are like, can you dig deep and do this role? I'm like, oh, I can dig real deep. Right. Because, you know, I relate to similar situations because I experienced a lot at a young age. Yeah. So growing up in Chicago, but what I will say is that Chicago and Chicagoans are so grounded and so real and so authentic and transparent that, you know, it's a blue collar state. That I think a lot of people who enter the entertainment industry, they just have something about them because of our just growing up in the Midwest. Midwest is just a state where you come here, you feel at home. And I think every time I go somewhere, people say, "Where are you from?" Automatically, and I'm like, Chicago. Yeah, even I'm on the plane, I'm making friends. Where are you from? I'm like, Chicago. So Chicago just has that thing about them where we're just people connect to us. People connect to Chicagoans.
Yeah.
So but fast forward, growing up in Chicago, I want to say I got my training at Columbia College in Chicago. So I went to a film school and I minored in theater, took some film classes, and then I majored in journalism. So that right there helped me book a lot of jobs and stuff with the techniques.
Yeah. So what was that moment like for you where you were like, I can do this for real, for real? You know, a lot of us, we jump into, I know I went to school for communications as well. And during that journny, right, especially when you're in your teens or your early 20s, the dream is there, but you want to do other things, right? So for you, what was the moment where you told yourself, I want to do this for real, for real? You know what I mean? Like, I see myself doing this.
I think as soon as I started, I fell in love with it because I come from theater. So I think that theater and that stage training just gives you an instant gratification because you get on the stage and you say those lines and then the crowd goes crazy and they come to you afterwards. You're just like, oh, television and film, you have to wait to see what the reviews are. But that theater training, right after your performance. So when I felt that feeling, and I encourage all actors, and directors and writers and stuff, do stage because you get that feeling. I can't explain what that feeling is. It's just, it feels so good. It's it's instant gratification. And I knew right then and there, I want to do this again. So right when I was 9, I did a play in Chicago and I started just doing plays and stuff. So I knew right then and there.
You know, and you mentioned stage, right? I think like for myself, I started in stage, Raising in the Sun, the piano lesson. All of those great things I got opportunity to be in. And for you, what were some of the distinctions, right? Going from stage to film to TV, what were the differences for you? I know you mentioned one being like the gratification, because if you mess up on stage, you can't stop and do it again.
There's no retakes. There's no flubs. It's just that adrenaline. You got to get the lines out. So you're more committed as a performer. Yeah. And once you experience that commitment and that level of intensity on stage, it transfers over to film and television. So you're aware that, I think the stakes are heightened. You can just tell when you're performing with stage artists that they have a commitment level because they're trained. They're trained. They're honed. Their skill set's honed. Get it right. Punch the line. Say it right. Let's go.
Man, so going from stage to starring in movies, right, and film and TV, jumping in that, how excited were you to be able to jump into that? I want to say different. It's a different feeling, like you were saying before, because there it's you and the camera and whatever angles they have, and now you have to wait to see what people say. Yeah. But jumping into it and becoming something different or doing something different, what was that like for you when you finished your first one?
My very first one, I'm going to say was ER. Yeah. ER. I worked with Edward Norton, and it was a dream come true. He's such a devoted thespian on a whole nother level. And so being in a scene with him, I was like, whoa, even if it's just one line, you got to get that one line right. He's looking at you and he's like, and I'm a kid, but I knew I better do it. So it was exciting. Of course I was a little nervous, I was a kid. But then I liked the excitement of it. So I just kept going, and then I found myself doing Early Edition, Boston Public, CSI Miami, Cold Case, Everybody Hates Chris, all that, and then movies. I found myself being on the big set, Save the Last Dance, and they did have the lights, the camera, all the action, and the music, and I was like, oh, this is it. I knew that was it.
Yeah.
Because then I packed my bags and I went to LA and everybody was like, come on in. All the doors were open because at that time, the box office, it had made so much money in the box office. First, I could get meetings, appointments anywhere and everywhere just because I was, in the film.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is different. People treat me different.
And then being a teen star and transitioning into adulthood, what was that like for you? Because that's hard. That's hard when you're kind of like going through the challenges of growing up in this, you know what I mean? And then trying to maintain a normal life, being a child. How did that work for you?
I don't want to say okay, so my parents were divorced, so I had two separate lives, literally. One of my parents was in the suburbs. So then I would have that, all the friends that would be like, oh my gosh, so this is what we're going to do. And this is, oh my gosh. So I'm like, yeah, okay, Erica. And then I would go to the city and they'd be like, yeah, you know what? You need to be here. You need to do this. And then so I was in two different worlds.
Oh my goodness. So
growing up in the industry, I would hear people in the city like, you Hollywood. Like that. Yes. But when I would go out to the suburbs, they would be like, oh my gosh, so in high school, are you going to be in drama club? So what I ended up doing was packing my bags from the city because it's a little rough anyway.
Yeah.
And then going to the suburbs, and I was in drama. I was in drama geek. I was in drama geek in high school.
Oh man. And then getting to work with some of the greats, like our Oscar nominated queen, Angela Bassett. Having the opportunity to play the daughter. First of all, I would have passed out just upon meeting her. But what were some lessons or things that you felt like she taught you that helped you now?
Ooh, you want some secrets? She told me, huh?
Yes, just spill it.
You heard it here first. She did pull me aside on one thing and she whispered in my ear, and that changed my life. I was like, oh. Okay, let me do it this way. So she did. You can see me. You can see me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was some intense scenes, and she told me to.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to do to get there,
Yeah.
And expression, all in your body, expression. So I was just like, okay, so it's not just here, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
But working with her, I stared at her the whole time. I think I stared at her and Lawrence Fishburne and Curtis Armstrong. I stared at them the whole time. I was looking at them, and every conversation they had, I was listening. I was eavesdropping. I mean, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I grew up watching them work, and to see it in front of my eyes and to see the method, the technique was just life changing. But mind you, I have to pay homage to a lot of people that I've seen their techniques, so I like Chadwick, all these people are coming from the stage, Russell Hornsby, all these people coming from the stage. And so I just, I'm always in awe and honored to work around thespians, because my mentors was from the stage. And so that's how I was trained. Because after I graduated from Columbia College, training with professors from Second City, Looking Glass, Improv Olympic, Groundlings, Goodman Theater, Piven. I trained at Piven Theater. I went to okay, so they call them theater groups.
Okay.
And so I joined a theater group, a theater organization, and we put on plays. So and when we did put on plays, I would go find other places. I'm an NAACP theater nominated actress.
Yes.
So even when I was doing Lincoln Heights, I would stop on weekends and do plays. And so it would help hone my skills. But anyway, going back to being around like Russell and all the greats, I trained also with Cy Richardson. And I'm just forever just grateful to be around people that take their work serious, take the art and the craft serious, because it is serious. And when your characters start looking like the same and it's routine and stuff, it gets boring. So I never wanted to be the person that was like, oh, I saw your name was the same and the same. I wanted to, work, transform.
So has there been any movie or television show that you turned down because it felt like it was the same or it was not aligned with your purpose?
Yeah. I turn down about 2 to 3 projects per year. Because it has to feel right, with the character. Plus, I want to do something different, So if I'm playing the same thing, people are going to not tune in. But if I play something different, they're going to say, "Oh, I liked you in this. Oh, you did this different." And so that's how you keep an ongoing fan base too.
Yeah,
you entertain them. This is entertainment. You're supposed to give them something different. Not to knock anybody that likes to play. There's personality actors. I call them personality actors. They play themselves real well, and they make money doing that real well. And God bless. But me, I didn't want to be that. I want to be someone who is different. Like, so is some of my work, you can't tell me that a Cinderella story is the same person as the person in the Keelan, because I want them to be totally different. Just like Cassie is different from Keita, So I'm pulling different experiences to portray different people, because I'm portraying human life here, so human behavior. I'm a study and observer of human life. So I have to take those different characters and relay them to people so they can relate to them. Like, oh, I know somebody, that's my sister, or that's my cousin.
Yes. And you played a lead in a movie last year called The Perfect Wedding. And first of all, that was great. It was a great feel-good movie. And I really love seeing Black women in lead things that are outgoing, right? We spend so much time, and I not to knock all strong women, strong men, I'm a slave, or I'm this. It's feel-good movies that are relatable, that we can say, okay, I can be this, or I can do this because I've seen it positively represented in a movie. How did you get that role, and what was it like for you to be a part of that?
I think I pleaded for the role. I begged for the role because I identified with the character. And when I read the script, I was like, whoa, relationships, and they can be so complicated.
Yeah.
And then what is it? And I was kind of figuring out relationships too. I was like, oh, I want to work this character, because a lot of people are in this predicament, including myself. So,
yeah.
At the end, it was a feel-good movie, and I think we need that, especially with everything going on in the news and everything. We need an outlet to just like woosah moment where we could feel good and smile and be like, yes, that was a good ending.
Yeah.
And it's a good ending. She gets married, and then that was important to me too, because how many times do we see us on screen getting married?
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, I want to do this by any means necessary. So I helped produce it as well.
Yeah.
So I was just like, let's put it together. Crew, costumes, makeup, all this stuff. Let's just put it together, and whatever I need to do by any means necessary, so people can see the story of Trisha and how she falls in love, how she falls out of love, falls in love, and and then also like you said, let me just reiterate that it's important for us to see movies that make us feel good, that doesn't mess with our nervous system all the time, all this trauma, all these trauma films and projects. You're like, whoa.
And it's like you said, like, there's nothing wrong with them, but sometimes we want to step back and be able to smile and laugh and just say that it made me feel warm inside, right? Like, it made me feel, I didn't have to get into my bag and now that I'm outside protesting somewhere. I just
Right. Yeah. And I see a lot of those films, and it makes me feel, some of them make me feel just like, man, we need more content out here.
Yeah.
When I added up all the Black leading ladies for 2022, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was like, whoa, this is deep. So me being a producer and joining the Producers Guild is so important, because people are like, oh, we had a lot of Black families. And you're like, well, no. If you go back and look at from 12 months.
Yeah. No, not at all. Yeah.
We need more. Happy Black History Month, everybody.
Come on.
We need more.
So you mentioned about jumping into the producer chair. Talk a little bit about what it felt like producing films and all that goes into it.
Well, the acting part was, people come, they look pretty whatever, and they learn their lines, and they evoke emotion, the good ones. Can evoke emotion, but producing is a whole nother beast because you're looking at everything. You're looking at, the lighting, you're looking at the budget, you're looking at if we're making our day, you're looking at if the cast is showing up on time or not. So it's so much more to go on in that. So it's every department you can think of, you overseeing them.
Okay.
And all the departments. So it's a lot of work. So, but I felt like I could do both.
Yeah.
And direct, and and now I'm writing too because I've been in the game for, should I say how many decades? Decades.
Come on.
I'll date myself. But I know this guy. I know what the gaffers do, what gels they use. I started learning because I've been on set for so long.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing to be a producer and to help produce good projects.
And who do you lean on for that inspiration? Because it comes from somewhere, right? Somebody is pouring into us, so we can continually pour into others. So who has been the one, or the people who have been the one that you can go to and that's in this guild to kind of help you reach outside of yourself, shall I say?
It's so many. It's so many. I don't want to name drop, but in order to get in the guild, the union, I'm sorry, you need, it's a vetting process. You need about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 referrals.
It's like college admission all over again.
Yeah, I tried back in 2013 and I was like, nope, not gonna give up. So I just got in 2022. So perseverance, determination, strength, and being from Chicago, make it happen. So
nice. You do so much, from writing, producing, directing, and acting. How do you manage that with just trying to have a regular life? You have kids. How do you manage all of it?
It's a lot. It's a lot of work. Me being a Capricorn, I think I'm just like strategic with it. Like it's time management. I took courses in college with time management, so that helps me because if I wasn't good with scheduling and time management, I probably wouldn't have made this session because 1 minute before I had to log on to you, 1 minute I'm submitting a self-tape for network.
Oh my
goodness. And it was three scenes. And I just put it on tape like, all that went on and I was like, woo, I just made the deadline. But it's time management skills. You gotta have it. And sometimes it helps to write it down, journal.
Yes.
And stuff what you have to do for the day to keep your to keep order in your life. And then I do a lot of zen out stuff too, meditation, mantras, affirmations, and I am.
Oh, I've been doing that as well, but especially the I ams, because affirmations kind of make or break the day. If you don't get them in, then how can you uplift yourself? How are you uplifting others if you're not even trying to do it for you? So I definitely am good at that. But you're also an author of a children's series, You, She, Her, Him, and I Together Forever. Oh man, first of all, it just seems it gives me chills. And when I was able to read up on it, I was like, oh my God, like this is great. What inspired you to want to get into this?
Oh, thank you. Well, because I'm a mom, I wanted to tell stories about kids doing different activities for the summer. And growing up for me, we didn't have a lot of activities. We had double dutch. It was double. I could double dutch like crazy. Like that's it, really. So I was like, well, I don't, I'm raising my kids different. So in that book, it's like literally page after page after page after page stuff you can do with your kids. And it's important too because it's hands-on with your kids, which is important because you know what? Let me just mention this. You have to spend time with the little ones and then with family because everybody needs that camaraderie.
Right.
Because you I run across disgruntled adults, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong? I'm like, you had nobody love on you, huh?
Right.
And you can tell immediately, if somebody grew up, how they grew up, by their behavior and their demeanor and how they carry themselves. So I think it's important to sow into your kids with time,
yes.
And activities and hobbies and stuff. And even if you just having conversations with people, and people can become better because you spend time with them, the right amount of time in which you're speaking to them. I see some of my friends, I encourage them, oh, you got to be an author, oh, you got to do seminars, oh, where's your website at? And I'm saying this, and they get stuff done. So if you're in my life, I want to push you to your greatness, you know, and like my kids or anybody, because we all have greatness inside of us.
Yes, I totally agree. And you cannot win without having those people to uplift you. This is not going to work. And I love that you pay it back, you pay it forward. Let's talk about the Erica Hubbard Foundation. You mentioned not having these things growing up, and it brought back, we did not. And we were expected to be adults right away. And we didn't have these people or things in place that they do now, where they're mentoring, like how you're mentoring at-risk youth and giving away scholarships. Let's talk about the inspiration behind that, and where do you feel like these kids are going because you have this foundation that's leading them, that's helping them?
Yeah, no, I feel that the kids are excelling. The ones that I can sow into their life, and I'm fortunate enough to mentor. Because I'm uplifting. When you uplift, you empower. Which is so important. So even with the scholarships, with people dealing with financial hardship, that helps them, and it gives them hope. And you want people to be hopeful, especially going into your first year. It's a lot. It's a lot going into your freshman year. So I was lucky enough to give 3 scholarships, and I'm getting ready to give my 4th scholarship away this year. But one is at Brown University, the other one's at Texas University, the other one's at Kennesaw. And so I'm just excited every time I get to help somebody further along to receive a higher education. Because education is important. I am happy that I stopped and went to school. And I encourage anybody who's not, going to school, take some online courses. They got all kind of online courses, and you can get certifications now, and everything's more reasonable because of the economy we're in. So a lot of stuff is reasonable. I might go back to school, because I was looking at some of the tuition rates. I was like, this may work, because you always want to learn. Once you stop learning, this stops. And it's like, you just want to pave a way for yourself to be successful. And so how do we become successful? We become successful by what we do in life, whether it's being an executive director and helping out the youth in communities, urban communities that are hopeless. We're trying to make hopeless people into hopeful people.
Come on.
Give people hope. And that's what we want to do. It's not always about the individual. It's about the community. And I need more people to recognize that, because we are better. I don't want to get to preaching, but we are better as a team, as a whole. We could push each other. And then plus it gives me great excitement to say, I sowed into that person's life, I mentored that person. And then they come back to you and they tell you, thank you. Or I'm here because of you. Or what you said encouraged me. I see people on the internet from doing podcasts that say, I listened to this and, it motivated me for the day. And I'm like, whoa, there's life and death in the tongue.
Come on.
So it really, what you speak, what you think is what you are. And so I'm trying to change up people's, behavior so you can catapult into something great.
Yes. Because it's so cliche, but it's so real. Like, we are the village. We are the village that we need. You know what I mean? And without us, it isn't going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But looking back over the span of your career and all of the things that you have done, if you can have a conversation with the teenage Erica, what would you say to her now?
Ooh, that's a good question. So if I could have a conversation with the teenage Erica Hubbard now, I would say, keep going. and keep going and get that Oscar, girl.
Yeah, come on.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I say to myself now. You know,
right.
Saying that. So I'm up there like,
come on, yes. And if you could thank one person for truly believing in you and your career and where you are right now, who would it be, and what would you say to them?
I believe in God, so I just thank God because it was a lot of times where I'm dodged a lot of life-threatening situations.
Yeah,
so I was in like car chases and bullets dodging my head, around a lot of gangsters and stuff growing up. It was crazy. So I look back and I said, wow, God brought me through that, and I'm here now. Thank God that I'm here now. So that's the one thing that I always want to remember daily is that I survived. And I'm
come on. And I know you have some things coming up. I wanted to give you the opportunity to mention them because I'm excited that you have some projects in the works. So talk to us about your new projects that are in the works, the one that you are directing and producing and writing. Let us know. Talk to us.
Yes. So I have The Assistant out now. Everyone, please watch it. If you haven't watched it, it's good. It's a thriller. I do some stunts.
No
and
more.
At the end, it's a surprise. It's a surprise at the end. So The Assistant's out. And then I have My Perfect Wedding, which is still streaming right now on BET Plus. And then also, it's something streaming out right now too called Lincoln Heights. You know, some people are watching it for the third or fourth time on Hulu. I think we one of the longest syndicated African American dramas that's been on, and it's really good. Even if you watch it for the fifth time, it's still good. So watch that, and then also Perfectly Single, which I don't even know if I should drop the news, but anyway, good things are going to happen with this movie, but it's still on streaming right now, Perfectly Single. Some of my new stuff, I got a vampire movie coming out. I have Policy and Procedures, which is a film I wrote, direct, and starred in and produced. So stay tuned for that. And then I have Black Cat coming out, which I rapped. I play a mayor.
Yeah.
And then I have Hyde Park, which is in a film festival right now. So just, you know what? Follow me on Instagram on one Erica Hubbard. Support me, and I appreciate everybody for the love.
Oh, thank you so much. First of all, once you come on Courtney Starks' talk show, you are now part of the family. So you are welcome back here anytime. I love you for being here. Everybody is showing you so much love on this page. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll be back on another episode of One on One with Courtney Starks. You guys have a good evening. I love you guys.
Bye.